right, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to get rid of it just because that's wrong. See, I knew that was wrong. I was mucking around with a whole bunch of stuff before anyway. So, system audio, down you go. We'll get rid of those tunes in just a moment because they're going to finish. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. It's Nick here, 45 Degrees Sailing, and we're here to do Lastovo today. It's the itinerary planning session, and I have got this really pretty island. Oh, that doesn't work in that scene, does it? Of course it doesn't. I haven't sorted that out properly. I never get it right. Tunes allowed, I can hear you, Nick. Yeah, I know, but it's because I wasn't talking. So if I go there, where are my overlays going to show up? I've just got to get a bit unlost on what my scenes are, because I tried to share this. I get this all sorted. That's the competition from the other day. Tried to get this all sorted so my overlays were going to show up, but they're not there at the moment. No. Just like normal, they were all working until I start the stream. There they are. Okay, there it is. Beautiful. This is the island. This is Lastovo. This is where we're starting. It still says music is drowning out your mic, but I'm not playing music anymore. Okay, cool. No, all good. So we're gonna hit Lastovo, and I've got a bunch of pretty pictures to show everyone and sort of look at over here. But look, welcome to the stream. This is the itinerary planning session, and we're going to work on Lastovo Island. So this is all about Lastovo Island. One of my favorites. I got a lot of favorites, but this is definitely one of my favorites. So we're going to get stuck into this. As usual, please interact with the stream. Get your comments in. I'm here to answer questions. I've got X amount of stuff to say about Lastovo and to show you. The rest of it, I've got knowledge stored away in my head that I just don't really know how to give it all out. So if you've got questions, ask questions, and we're going to go from there. I'll run the cutscene and then we'll get into it. Don't press finish, Nick. Gosh. Oh, okay. I definitely need a button for that scene. If I go next scene, I've just got to move something because my locations is all there. So I can go, oh gosh. Do nothing, go to next scene. Oh man, I hate that thing. Oh, that always freaks me out. There's an option on that button to, when you finish running the clip, end the stream, and it's ruined me a couple of times. So anyway, all right, we got Graham on. It's his favorite island. Loved I was learning the choose. CS is here. Hi. Whole bunch of stuff there. Macan Mike, okay, there we go. Gordon is online as well, and Evo Cordial is here. Excellent. Hello, I'm late. That's all right. I'm late as well. Awesome. Okay, Ted Gaz here as well. Okay, look, welcome up. So, Christian W is online. Got a lot of the usual crowd. I love it. But we've got a lot of people watching. There's 30 people watching. So look, if you haven't already, hit the like button on the video. I love seeing those pop off there. If you think anyone might enjoy this, or this is useful to anyone for their week sailing in Croatia, then send it to them. Get them over here. Get them over here, and we can share the love and talk about this island, Lastovo. So yeah, just remember, keep laying your questions out. All that, we're going to start talking about this place because I really like it. Look, to throw out a few shots of the island, like it's just, this is one of the main anchorages or mooring fields at Passadur. So right in the center here, I'll show you where this is once we move out. But you can see the water is absolutely stunning. All of that normal stuff, but this mooring field is really interesting in the sense that, stop there, the way they're actually lined up. If you see where that boat is, I don't know if you can't see my cursor on this, but you see where the catamaran is. He's just like laying off one of those mooring lines. Well, those are actually, you're supposed to be on one bow to the one stern. There's a web page that we'll bring up and we'll talk about with that one, because there is a particular way to be on these mooring balls, and it's listed out on their website. So just make sure you're watching out when you go to these areas. We'll talk a little bit more about this dock as well, and the areas that we can visit. That's looking over to another anchorage on the northern side of the island. You cannot pass under that bridge. Well, you can go under in your dinghy, but lift your engine up because it's quite shallow. And here's looking at the main area on the south side of Pasadena and everything. This is a great anchorage in the middle here as well. Just a really wicked area in general. It's a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite anchorages too. This is the sub cave anchorage, as I've named it. That's the boat I'm on in the middle of the scene there in this shot. We're on an Oceanus 55 yacht with MK, which was a lot of fun. And this is dubbed my spot. I like parking here. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's deep and it's clear water and all the good things about the area. And you've got access to the sub cave, which we'll talk about a little bit as well. A very cool feature. Some people park the yacht in there. Some people paddleboard into there under instruction from the drone pilot. And the whole area is just, I could spend my entire week on Lastovo and be perfectly happy not having to go anywhere else, just because it's such a beautiful spot. So I just wanted to share a few of those clips with you so you could see that as we cruise through. Couple of comments running in there. Ted says, planning a 2-week charter in late May 2026 and to ultimately get to Lastovo out of tribute. 100%, like, got to get out there. It is really cool. Peter Horn's online. Peterson, welcome. Hate those bow stern dual moorings. Nightmare to catch them and very easy to foul the prop. Fair enough. All right. Maybe we need to do a video on that because they can be very simple. It's just a matter of the process that you roll in getting them. But yeah, there's definite danger there to foul the prop for sure. Okay, where am I here on these scenes? Let's go back to the chart here. Okay, so I've got a bunch of pins on here that I hang out, but it's by no means all of the pins. Let's talk about the main couple of anchorages or areas to visit first, which is it's all of it. So we're going to have to just scan through the island, I think, because all of it is so cool. So this is Pasadena, and this is the buoy field here of Pasadena that we were just looking at, okay? So there will be, if we search up mooring field, Pasadena, Lastovo, I know there's a good, Navali says something about it. That's not the one I want. The opportunity to type Lastovo. There is a really good page. I had it up and I lost it. So I'm sorry about that. Let's see if that's the national park one. So the other thing to consider about the whole national park thing is this is a national park. This is the one I was looking for. So if you're here in the season, you're going to get charged a national park fee. We talked a little bit about fees on those, and you can get those fees here. There's a price list, ticket price list, and a moorings price list here. We may as well pop into the moorings price list right now. So look, 20 euros up to 10 meters, 10 to 20, which is most of us, 40 euros, 20 over, 60 euros. Piece of cake, VAT included. All right, this is very important. Anchoring allowed with the assistance of authorized public institution officer, otherwise any responsibility of the boat. Safety will not be expected. That's just a really interesting thing to put up there. So yeah, you're allowed to anchor at Lastovo. That's funnily enough what that kind of means. But that is the price for the moorings. Let's go back one section to the actual moorings. Now, Scrivena Luca Bay, Saplun Bay, mooring for 12 boats up to 20 meters. Moorings in a row on the north side of this bay is located here. Now they tell you each mooring has 2 buoys of the same color, and the same number of mooring place will be same number of mooring will be placed on each of them. Each mooring place has its 2 buoys and 2 anchor lines, bow and stern. Choose which of the 2 buoys or 2 anchor lines to be used for the bow is carried on the basis of the wind. So you don't have to be faced any which way, just you should be on 2 mooring lines, and they are colored and numbered and labeled pretty straightforward for you to be on those, okay? So if you are mooring in here on these mooring lines, then you want to be on two buoys. Please follow that, okay? So this page is really good for explaining that. I will copy that and I'll post it in the comments so that people can reference it or save it or something like that. So that's the mooring balls there. And they've got a very simple diagram of how it goes for each one. Yeah, this is the map of the mooring zone. Quite an organized park, to be honest. It's really nice. So save that one because that's the information about the mooring lines that you need to know. Very, very secure moorings. Never had an issue with any of them. Hold up. Never heard of any issues with any of them. I've never been on a mooring in Lastovo. I've always just anchored or been at the restaurants. So we'll talk about that. But I've also never been there when it's been completely full. Like there's been no time I've been in Lastovo when like there wasn't space to be somewhere. That's the great part about it. Make sure you have a look at ticket prices as well, because of course, like we talked about, for Zadar, Kornati, and Teleščica National Park, you have national park fees. If you buy your 3-day ticket, purchased on the day, 3-day ticket purchased on the day, where's the one that's purchased in advance? Online web shop, yeah, there. So look, you can find out the price for your boat with that, and they are a little bit cheaper if you are buying them online. So we'll just roll with that. Okay, few questions rolling in that I'm missing out because I'm talking a lot. It's a national park, allowed to stay a week. Look, I haven't heard anyone being kicked out for staying too long. You just got to pay your bit. And I have heard that if you're staying a bit longer, they're generally pretty good about it. There's no official line on that, but if you know what I mean. Look at the whole area around there is military based during former state. That is absolutely right. There's quite a rich history with Lastovo. Like it was a strategic military zone. It's got a great place, and it was really cool. My best fact that I like about Lastovo is that it's known for having all these underground military tunnels, and more of them than there are roads. So like because of his importance, like in the Yugoslav area between 45 and 92, it was heavily fortified with this huge network of tunnels, bunkers, hidden submarine shelters, and all of this. So I also heard that they had the ability to shoot cruise missiles at Italy or something like that. But I haven't verified that one. But definitely, I think they opened it to the public in 1992 because it was closed to foreigners for 50 years. But it makes it a really interesting place to be in. So I definitely check it out for that reason. Let's get onto that. Oh, there's a couple more comments there I need to hit. Graham says, I feel like spend a whole charter on Lastovo. You definitely could. Were you charged for the national park fee when you were soloing on Nootka in the middle of the winter? No, I was not. Not once. Music. So let's jump back onto that. So yeah, this area, very, very cool. So let's just cover, come on, zoom for me. There we go. The pier here, I have not docked I've docked a catamaran on here. It's not a deep area. I've taken the dinghy up there. I would be very wary of putting anything with a rudder draft of more than 2 meters, or maybe even less. But yeah, certainly I wouldn't be putting something 2 meters. I wouldn't put my boat on there because it's just a bit too shallow. If we pop back to that scene and see that shot, there we go. Yeah, look, you can see there's a small sailing yacht there, which has they'd have a draft of 1.5 or 1.6 or something like that. They're sitting along there fine. I'm sure there will be probably spots in there you could get it. I was parked down here and it was quite shallow. You can see it gets shallower here. So just be aware of that area if you're going to go and pop on the dock over there. But they do lazy lines and everything, and it's a first come first serve situation. But a really, really nice place all the same. And there's a small shop. Where is it? This is just a small convenience store. really small. Like it's got shelves. When I went there, it had shelves and like 4 products on it. It was pretty small. So just be aware that there's not a lot of stuff there. Whereas if we go back over, we zoom out on this, come over here, you've got a student arts market here, down in, I forget the name of this area, Ubli, I think. Ubli, is it called Ubli? Zoom out, see if it's called Ubli, Nick. It's not telling. I think it's called Ubli. So you've got a student arts market up here, and there's another small market there, where is it? There's another small market just along this road here and a cafe. So there's a bit more here, and more importantly, there's a fuel station down here. Okay, there's an ENA fuel station. This is deep enough for just about whatever you're going to bring in down here. Be aware that the ferry, the trajector, comes into here, all right, and it moves in pretty quickly, even though there's a speed limit. So be very aware. There is a speed limit in Lastovo. I got a speeding ticket in Lastovo, and then I tried to export a yacht at some point, and that was on my record, and there was a big holdup at Split customs office, so that was pretty funny. But I was just, what was I doing? I took the tender off the catamaran and I buzzed down over here to the store to fill it up with fuel. And they told me, they picked me up on radar and said, hey, you were speeding, and they came over and gave me a ticket. And then I had a local on board as well, a local guest from Yeltsin. And they were like, hey, what about those people? And what about those people? And so then the cops had to go around because there was plenty of people cruising around on jet skis and stuff. They gave it a few fines. I don't know how many, but they certainly made a example of me that day. So that was funny. Then, so you got that subtitle. This anchorage over here is also, this is a very easy anchorage. I find this one fills up more. It's shallower. Let's have a look at that on the chart. So see 8 to 10 meters in the middle here, not so much. Whereas if I come out into this area that I was anchored in, center of this is 20 to 30 meters. So a lot deeper. So you can see if you're anchoring here, you really need to be dropping stern line, dropping in sort of 18 to 20 meters, and like we were, peeling your stern back towards the shore and putting a stern light out. And you can see that from, where's that shot I had? Locations, get rid of you. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Bring up that one. No, I had another one. So this one, does this turn around and go the other way? That's that shallower anchorage over there. No, that's not helping us. Okay, yeah, so you can see I dropped anchor out in the middle there. There was a couple of other boats. There's also, if you look over on the right of the screen there, there's this ship's mooring just to the right of the sub-cave. That showed up last year or something like that, and it's big and it's heavy, and they use it for doing big and heavy stuff. So just be aware that it's there. But much deeper in that area, and also out into the middle here, you're 40, 50 meters. So this anchorage is reserved for much larger vessels. There is a listed anchorage over here, and I've anchored in this area before as well. It gets shallower towards here, but I put my anchor in 10 or 12 meters just because I wanted to go into that little store and have a coffee. So definitely be aware of that one. Shallower anchorage here versus, oops, I'm zooming on the wrong window. Yeah, there it is. Cool, yep. So this over here, this bay is a beautiful little spot. If you watched my vlog where I lost power to the, or I lost all control off the gear lever, the day after I shot, these videos were just shot on that Oceanus 55 yacht. That was the bay I was in, and I was backing into that bay and lost the all control of the gear lever. And luckily I'd pre-dropped my anchor and we were able to put it down and sort it out, but that was close. A couple of comments rolling in here. I believe speeding ticket was connected to the fact that you're not allowed planing closer than 300 meters from the shore anywhere in Croatia. Of course, could also be a speed limit in this particular bay. The way they cited it, yes, that is a rule, 100%. Not that many people follow it. but there is a rule that you're not allowed to go over 7 knots in that area, planing or not. You're not allowed to go over 7 knots within that spot in here. And basically, like they talk about it being in this port area, but effectively they'll enforce that within 300 meters of the shore, or 200 meters of the shore, I think, for them on Lastovo, everywhere. So just be aware. All right. So another U-boat shelter over here and a cool anchorage, just great swimming, really, really nice over there. I have never been to this restaurant myself. Okay, Mirachara, I've heard good things. I've heard people have gone there, but I really don't know what that one's about. Let's zoom out, just have a look over here. This Kopiste was a really cool stop one day. I do have drone footage of that, but I couldn't find it. But I came in and anchored in here, and I said this was a swim stop because it was. This was absolutely stunning, just untouched. There's no one else here, and we had quite a breeze coming in from the southeast, and so this was really sheltered. And it was just, yeah, it was super cool. So if you wanted to get away from everyone else and get over there, that was a cool spot to stop. Let's look at this northern anchorage up here. This area here, I actually came in here at night one day, that was good fun. So I came in through this area here. You can sail through this gap as well. Let's just look at, oh no, I'll leave it on satellite. You can sail through that gap as well. Just be very aware. You've got a visual and stuff. If the weather's rough, don't come through. But this is easy access through here. This is all really quite deep as well. Let's look at that. So just don't assume you're going to be able to come and see 30 to 40 meters through that area. Good holding. Again, when I've been down in here, I've done lines to the shore, whereas in here, this is a really easy anchorage. They say 16 to 18 meters. Oh, sorry, in here, this is 7 meters. And it's often just really, yeah, when it's empty, you can just go and drop in the middle. I would say it's not the prettiest of all the anchorages. It's much nicer out here and in this area. This is absolutely stunning. But for an easy anchorage, if you're short on chain and there's space in there, that one's really good. Okay, I have just noticed Ted putting up a comment there that you could skip paying the national park fee in Polace because you docked at a restaurant. Does that occur in Lastovo at all? No, effectively not. They will still charge when you're docked at the restaurants if they come around. Whereas, yeah, in Miet, it's accepted, Polace, Pomena, that if you're at that restaurant, you don't have to pay that fee. There's an agreement with them. Oops, moving windows everywhere. There's an agreement with that. So, yeah, be aware that you will have to pay the fee if you're pulled up upon by the park rangers. So that's that section there. Coming over into Zaklopatica. Let's talk about Zaklopatica for a little bit. Really cool natural harbor. Great shelter in here. The only time they get a little bit of wave in here is in a really strong northeast, but even then it gets broken up at the entrance a fair amount. But again, still, if it's a really strong northeast, I really want to be in there. So be aware of that. Let's look at just going to change the base map of this right now so that we can see that a little clearer. This is a beautiful area. I've not got, there we go, there's Zaklopatica. So there's so this is the entrance on the northern side, which is too shallow to come through for any yachts. Where they have mooring balls inside the middle here, and then they have the town pier along here. You want to be careful of your draft if you're in anything. I was in a 55-foot performance yacht, and it was not working for me over there. I had to be about 4 meters from the coast. I had to, when the tide went down that little bit. So the entrance is through this area, and then the restaurants are lined on this end here. Really, really cool spot. I like this. It does get busy. There is a restaurant here. This is the dock for, I think it's called, no, this isn't called Triton. This is the famous one, which I don't eat at all, ever anymore. What's it called? Augusta and Sula. So you've got Augusta and Sula, Triton, Aragosta, and inside the one I like to go to is Suntour, all of these along here, I've had really good experience with nice people, beautiful, you know, and good spots. They have these piers that you can dock at as well, free of charge, eat at the restaurant, that normal sort of stuff. They'll take reservations generally as well. Augusta and Sula, I've been twice. Actually, no, I've been once, and my guests went once, and I've had a lot of feedback that from the owner being a real, I don't like him. I don't like him. He was very rude to my guests. He thinks he's all that, and I don't go there anymore, and I don't send people there anymore. So yeah, they've got a really cool setup. They've got a jacuzzi there. They've got, you know, they've obviously spent some money on the whole area. They make it look beautiful. But if you're going to treat people that way and charge ridiculous amounts for the food and then call it, you know, gold when it's just spaghetti, then that's what you're going to get as a rebound. So check out the reviews. Go check it out yourself, whatever you want. But I don't love the place. I do really enjoy Suntour and those spots there. Oh, that's cool, Lovdo. Augusta was the Latin name for Lastovo. Cool. Good little details. Okay, looking up here. The other thing that's good about being in Zaklopatica, I've done this walk. I didn't do it in the summer. I've done this walk before. This is a really nice walk up the road and up into Lastovo itself. Now, Lastovo is also very famous for, and I'm going to go to my notes somewhere because I forgot the name they call it. It's their chimneys. What do they call it? What do they call it? No, I've lost it. Basically, they are famous for the types of chimneys they have on the houses, and there's, you know, I think they're fumari or something like this they're called. But a lot of people thought that was really, really cool. And a lot of people have asked me, oh, can we go and see the chimneys? I'm like, yeah, sure. But they're very well preserved and things like that. What's really quite cool about that area is that, hang on, I'm going to share my screen again, is when you look at it like from a back in the day sort of pirate type thing, you come up in here and this is all high cliff around this side. And the village is all enclosed into like a natural amphitheater, so you can't see any of it from the outside. So they say that that it's a very good hold, so that pirates or whatever couldn't tell that there was a village in there, which was a thing. And then the chimneys were built because of the high winds they get out there, and they're supposed to stop all the backdraft and a certain style of stuff. But anyway, they're famous for it. It's a very cute town, but quite a walk up there. You can get a cab all around, of course. Let's move down south. Couple of comments there that I'll just go and address now. Ted's asking all about Viz, more, out of Trogger and back over 2 weeks. Can you give any idea of stops to and from? Happy to skip Viz in favor of more time in Lastovo. Do it. We'll skip busy places like Qua. Thoughts? Yeah, look. I often say to people that want to do a Lastovo trip is like, make that your destination. So you're going to stop a couple of places maybe on the way, spend 3 days or 2 days in Lastovo and whatever, and then stop a couple of places on your way back. Work it on the weather, but I think it's worth it, especially if you've been experienced in Croatia out of Dubrovnik. Yeah, so definitely. Can you share points of interest for Dubrovnik region, like restaurants, swimming pots? I can, but that's not this live stream. We'll get into Dubrovnik on another stream. Lovdo said the crazy Ottoman charter companies once sailing into Lastovo in Hugo in 7-meter waves, and the entrance to Lastovo was 8 meters deep. He had to time it perfectly and barely made it in. Like, hang on, the entrance to Lastovo, like entrance into where? Into Zaklopatica, into where? That's interesting that he'd try and go into that. Please be aware of the minefield of rocks around the area between Zaklopatica and Lastovo towards Korčula. Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call that a minefield. Whoops, get out, breaking my thing. I wouldn't call it a minefield as such, but there's, I assume you're talking about this area with all these rocks and stuff. Let's go to the base map here as well. How long are we going? We're going half an hour in, another 30 minutes. So yeah, like, I mean, there's a bunch of rocks and different islets and things that stick out here which are great. They've all got the appropriate marks in and around them, cardinals and things like that. So they're all right. And then you've got this lovely little strip over here with a really cool lighthouse sticking up on it right out here. I always use this as a bit of a marker when I'm looking from a passage from Miette to Korčula, but that's really neat. So the whole area is just cool to sail around if you're cruising in from, or if you're sailing from Lastovo to Miette, which is a great sail across here. I always go past these because it's nice. So we'll leave Scrivena Luka to the last because it's my favorite. So let's look at Saplun. I've anchored in here. This is a really cute spot. I've anchored in here because I wanted to get away from everyone mid-season, which was great. And then this area is gorgeous. So this is the mooring field they talk about. And then there's an anchorage on this side here. This is really cool, gets really shallow. You cannot pass through here. Okay, you cannot pass through here. You can walk through there, but you can't pass through there. So if there's not too many boats in, you can come in and get an anchorage in this area. This is some really clear, beautiful water, sandy bottom in there. And then you've got your mooring field out here. Even in a strong northwest with waves raging out the back, this gets pretty calm. It's great. But if you've got northeast, the swell tends to wrap around and get into the bay. Any southeast and it's hopeless. So just be aware of the times you go there, but often I do that as a stop in the day anyway. It's a really, really cool spot. All right, down to the south. Scrivena Luka. Oh, that's right. I had a really cool picture to show everyone. Oh, it was on I think it was on the thumbnail. Where is that? Lastovo Struga. So where's my short of that? There we go. I'm going to put that into my overlays. Locations. Oh, not working. Go to my location scene, Nick. There you go. Now you can put the lighthouse short in there. Add animated overlay. There we go. So this is Lighthouse Struga, and it sits off the cliff down that end, and it's a really big drop. Don't go right to the edge. It's a bit like vertigo crazy, but it's a really powerful area to just sort of sail underneath and look up at. It's one of my favorite things about coming in there. When we came in from Italy, this is like Struga's like the big light that you see when we crossed over from the other side. And just seeing it felt like I was home, which was really cool. But it's a massive cliff. And when you come in and sail underneath Struga like this, it's very, very cool. So when I flew the drone here, I think I was parked in right in the bay in here. Into the right there. But that is a very cool spot, and I highly recommend going to see that lighthouse. Even the walk up to it is very, very cool. So this is a shot of the lighthouse, obviously, and the point that you round on into get into it in all of its glory. And then in the background at the top of the screen, you've got Scrivena Luka and what's it called? Porto Rosso. Okay, so Porto Rosso is the restaurant and dock that's over there. It's really cool. Where's another shot of that? Sailing to Lastovo. Well, that's just a sailing shot. Let's just put that in for fun. So this was in the solo trip that Lovro was talking about when I came to, on the Bavaria 46, and it's Lastovo in the distance there. I sailed down there in a northeast. I had a really nice 20 to 25 knot northeast that I just took me all the way into Lastovo fast from Vis. I left at 4 a.m. because that had come up early and was getting me a little bit annoyed on the dock. So Struga is really, really cool. Let's look at this one because I'm going to talk about Porto Rosso and being in here. So that's the pier on Porto Rosso that they have there. Now this is one of the best priced places to go onto the dock in Croatia, actually, one of the best in Croatia. So they have that restaurant up in there, beautiful spot under the trees, and they have power and water available for filling water tanks, and yeah, power and things like that. And like for a 55 footer, I'm paying like €80 instead of 160 in the season, which is really cool. So it's a really nice spot, and it's one of the best places, in my opinion, to get octopus pecker in. Go away, phone. Why do you keep trying to connect to stuff? In the area, I absolutely adore it. Everyone's always happy when they go there, and I have a number of itinerary plans that just spend 2 days there. So also on that, why aren't you loading? Come on. Also on that, this Anchorage, so there's buoys in here now, or mooring balls in here now, and this Anchorage is a very easy anchorage. If you're looking for somewhere, if you're not too hot on anchoring with all of the steep shores and the deepness in Croatia, and you're looking for a place to anchor, this, like to try out doing anchoring overnight, this is a great spot. There's plenty of space in here to find an anchorage. It's shallow, 4 to 6 meters, and it's silt mud pack, and it's really good holding. So that is a great spot to go into. Well, last time I was in here, we had some wicked thunderstorms that we watched pass over. It was really neat. All right, I'm getting behind on comments here. Great drone work. Thank you, Ted. Love Squivena Luca Portorosso. It's just such a special spot. Wonderful experience. Yeah, I've sent Graham there a few times. They also have loos that you can use when you dock there. I can't remember if they have a shower or two as well. Yes, they have a full set of showers, and I think they have laundry facilities at Portorosso. They're great. They're absolutely great there. Ted, yeah, which restaurant? And Mahin has got you covered. Conoba Portorosso. Absolutely brilliant. Call them in advance. Octopus Pecker. Actually, a lot of their food is great. Absolutely great. Lalo's got another one in here. Charter company owner was entering Ubli. Okay. Yeah, cheapest. 13-ton B46. Nice. Nice. All right. So let's go back to Scrivena Luca here. It's also a very nice walk to come out, and walk all the way around here and then up to the lighthouse. I've had a number of people do that. People are looking for a hike or something like that. I've had some crazy people walk from here to Lastovo. It took them a couple of hours. Not a big deal, but in the summer, that's crazy to me. And then they got a cab back. You've got the heliodrome in the middle here. I haven't been up here yet. I've done very little on-land exploring in Lastovo, and I want to get up and see these areas. I mean, I'm not too worried about this helicopter pad, but just everything around it looks really cool, and they've got goats. Everyone loves goats. Okay, let's get rid of that one as well. Back to our template map there. So look, that is a lot of Lastovo. Let's talk a little bit about. And Graham's just said there is a car you can rent in Scrivena Luca. I like that. Car one. Let's just look a little bit at the distances that are involved. It's not a massive place. So I'll just do some auto routing here. So say you're coming from, no, disconnect, you silly device. And why you do that? For one, if you're coming from Vela Luca, which is often a popular spot to drop into Lastovo from, you're looking 14.4 miles. It's really close. A lot of people tell me they're going to do the whole distance to Lastovo from somewhere like Milna in a day. Absolutely fine. If that's what you want to do, get up early. It's 40 plus miles, because 40 miles if you're in a straight line. Okay. More common to be coming to Lastovo from Vis like I did. Still 33.6 miles. It's a long way, relatively, depending on how much wind you've got. So she is a long way out, but not terribly out of touch. Let's clear that one. The full around the island sail, if you go outside all of the minefields, as Lovdo calls it, you can do this very easily in a day. Lovely sailing. 30 miles to go right round the outer islands. And imagine if you cut out these and just popped into here, you can circumnavigate the island 21 miles. It's not a massive area. Okay, so 21.5 miles right around. So yeah, really, really cool island. Just a really cool island. That's just about all I've got. We've kind of been over almost everything. Questions. If you've got questions about the island or about something else, let me know. There's gun emplacements all along the South Ridge here. So like there's gun emplacements here. There's a random tunnel that goes into I've seen this road disappear in here. So this is obviously when stuff starts going underground and goes somewhere, which is something I want to get up and explore at some point. That's the tunnel I've seen from the land. Ooh. Never been in it though, and there's the gun emplacements and stuff. You can see those from the sea. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. That you can go and check out on Lastovo. And you can keep your boat in there apparently. So look, I hope that was helpful. Let's see if there's any other comments that are rolling in that I need to. Lovelo says, try and get a boat with a Jenica if you want to get to Lastovo from Trogia and Split area. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can still get down there under 2 sails. That's not a problem at all. Come off, Nick, when you come back and join us at Latos. Dude, I got a lot of work on this season. I think I've got a day of drone training sorted out with you guys in April, don't I, Mrs. Anna? Michael's booked me in for a day of drone training or something. I'm not sure. So we'll see. But it's been a big couple of years, dude. Terry says, thanks for the heads up on the mooring field there. No worries. And that's about it. Excellent. Look, if you haven't liked the video already, please hit that button because I've got 12 likes, got 30 people watching. That means either this video sucks or people aren't pushing the button. So that's fine either way. But yeah, if you do have any more questions, throw them in now. I'll see if I can find one more cool video of Lastovo. And then pretty much I'm going to go because I've got a good friend here who's just showed up and, well, just showed up 2 hours ago. He's just been sitting on the couch, organizing his thoughts, listening to me rabbit on about an island he's never been to. Unrelated to Lastovo? Okay, well then maybe I'll... unrelated to Lastovo, charter company put 350 watts of solar panels on my boats. Reckon that'll make a difference. 350 watts. What do you reckon, Matt? He doesn't know. 300. Yeah, I mean, look, any solar makes a difference. Any trickle charge makes a difference when you're sailing, you're using your autopilot and not having to use it. Of course, it's going to make a difference. Yeah. Oh, Matt's Matt's feeder in the video. Oh, thanks, Mahina. We've got another light late to the party. Boyan. So you can easily get there in 2 days from Trogia. 100%, man. Yeah, you can get there. If I hit that button, is it going to work? No, of course it's not. Let me change my overlays just real. Oh, I know I can fix that. I've got to go to there. Oh, go away, you phone. Keeps continuity connecting. It's really good, but at the same time, no, Chrome share. We'll just go over that distance just real quick. Where's that one there? That's what I want, but I want it in all scenes. There we go. Go away, go back to that. Here we go. Shift it over because it looks weird. So can you easily get there in 2 days? Yeah, look, dude, I've sailed down there in 1 day before. It was a big day and I was going fast. It was northwest 28 to 33. Or was it? No, it was border again. I always leave when it's border. So look, Trogia to Lastovo. If you've got a good northwest, actually northwest or northeast, I'd still probably go this way. Down through the gap and then off to If I'm coming from there, I'm going to come down the aft side here. 55 miles. Yeah, look, 9 hours, 12 minutes going at a leisurely like 7 knots. So I was popping 9s and 10s that day. I got down there in no time. Well, some time, but you know, but it's definitely doable over 2 days for sure. Yeah, love it. Evo says, I also have a dilemma to reach in 2 days from Karstella or Dubrovnik with guests. Why is my overlay over top of my comments? Oh, because that's how I made it happen. Shot, Nick. With guests and charter. Well, okay, when you say you've got a dilemma because you want to, or you've got a dilemma because they want to. That's not a dilemma. That's just a reality, Evo. You just go. If they want to go, and you say, hey, that's cool. We're going to be underway for 9 hours each day, or whatever it is. You know, you can do it. If the weather's not on your side, then you just tell them your honest opinion. I don't think we should do this because of X, Y, and Z. You know, it's that's the killer of being a skipper, isn't it? Carol says, thanks, you are most welcome. I've never been so far south, but thinking this year might be it. Dude, do it. Do it. If the weather's on, Lastovo's really cool. Really, really cool. Lava says, probably visiting Trogia either this weekend or the next one. If you're in that area, then I could pick up those 2 45 details I won on Friday. You don't have to mail them out to me. Yes and no. So we had our live draw on Friday, and Lovo won 2 of our 45D beach towels. I can give you 2 towels. They're washed and they're clean, but they're not the new ones. They're last year's stock that we've been renting out. Or you'll have to wait until I get the new ones delivered, and then I can send them to you or give them to you at some point. But your choice. I'm quite happily give you 2 of the rental towels. They're fine. They look great. They're hardly used. They went out 2 or 3 times at the most. But that's the reality. So you tell me, and if so, we can meet up. I can give you those towels, and you can rock on. Ted says, sounds like a great dilemma to have. I don't know. I don't envy him in some situations when guests think they want it. I don't really do this anymore. Now I tell guests what's happening. But I have that privilege. I get to choose my guests 100%. So, but it is tough when guests say, I want to hit these spots and this means this. And you go, right, cool. Well, I'll get up at 6 a.m. and take off. Generally, if you groom them well, and they understand, like, cool, we're going to do this, but what I'm going to do is get up at 6 and I'm going to take off while it's calm in the mornings, and you motor for 3 hours. Then they all get up, you stop for a swim, blah, blah, blah. You've done 15 to 20 miles by the time they get up, and that cuts down the day hugely. Then you have your swim, then you say, right, get out of the water. We're going to go because you guys want to hit this spot. And that's just how you do it. You got to have that air of control and authority as a skipper on the boat, whether they're paying you or not. Oh, big talk, isn't it? It's all big talk. You're most welcome, Eva. All right. I'm going to roll. That was great. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Remember, hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel to see more of this crap. We'll be back on Friday. What's Friday's stream? Oh, I just blab on about stuff, kind of like this one. Yeah, we're back on Friday with a 45D weekly live. Was that going to be? No, that's not Split to Dubrovnik. Split to Dubrovnik in 7 days is next week. So next Tuesday, that stream will go up soon. It's going to be Split to Dubrovnik in 7 days. Good idea, bad idea. What we recommend and what I answer questions on every single day. So this is going to be quite a concise video. It won't be because I blab on. But that's a huge point of contention with 45D. When we started when we started 45-degree sailing here in Croatia, after... What's that? I'm going to start talking about the next week. Yeah, thank you, Anna. No, I'm out of here. All right. No, all good. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm going to run the cutscene and get out of here. It's time for a drink, I think. Matt, you want a drink? I think we should have a drink. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.